Hi everyone, Kieran Brown here, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about how to eat more whole foods. This has been so drilled to death in recent years that in order to eat healthily, that you need to avoid processed foods and eat whole foods. But I don't really see many people talking about like how to actually do this and do it in a way that makes it easy so that you can actually make the change like long term and cut out these processed foods for good. So first of all, what is a whole food? And it's pretty much a food that's one ingredient. Um, there are some which are maybe like two. For example, I used to get these cashew nuts, which just had like a little bit of oil in them. Like I'd still count that to be honest, but yeah, basically the less ingredients, the better. So when I first left home when I was 18, I went to university, and for the first time I was like doing my own food shopping and cooking for myself, and it was a real learning curve, to be honest. Sort of went from one day having most meals like cooked for me to suddenly having none, and it really did show. Like I went to this supermarket here, which is near like my student halls, and looking back now, my food shops were just terrible, and for a lot of my meals consisted of chicken nugget wraps, or like sausages in wraps, no vegetables really at all, a few bits of fruit. And there was a kebab van right outside my halls, which I quite often went to as well. And I just ate like really terribly, to be honest. I'm 26 now, and probably wasn't until I was 20, 23, 24, um, where I really actually started to look into nutrition a bit more seriously. And that's when I finally started to actually see some positive changes. So I'm basically, this is basically the advice that I would have given to my 18-year-old self on how to eat a lot cleaner. So I'll touch on the first 2 points here. And the first one is really nailing your food shop. If you are in control of your food shop, you're the one who actually does it, then this should be easy enough. And this is so key because winning the food shop means that you create a better environment for yourself that makes it far easier to actually eat more whole foods. So I got the two pictures there. In which scenario do you think it would be more difficult to actually just eat whole foods? And you probably say the one on the right, just having cupboards full of chocolate and a fridge full of like processed foods, compared to on the left there, is like meal prepping with basically like whole foods. You can just see like rice and it looks like chickpeas and some veg and stuff like that. So if you've got that like all pre-made, then you can literally, when you walk into a flat or apartment, whatever, and you know you're hungry and you want to reach for something and just get something in quickly, you know, you can either reach for a nice whole foods meal, which you can just bang in the microwave for a couple of minutes and it's done. Or if you don't have that and you have like junk food lying around, then you're probably more likely to have that. And it's really not a case of like willpower and self-discipline, because if you have your environment set up in your favor, then you don't need to rely on those things. And that's one huge thing which I've learned in the past few years. And the other one is eating out, well, trying to minimize eating out as much as possible. Even the meals which you think are healthy at a restaurant are probably loaded with seed oils and sugar. And yeah, you can see there on the right is some spinach from Cheesecake Factory, which was 650 calories. And again, it's not just the spinach; it'll be all the oils and butter and sugar and probably. And I googled the most commonly used cooking oils in restaurants, and this is the list that came up. And as you can see, they're all seed oils, which are, I'm sure many of you know, quite quite toxic and aren't really fit for human consumption, but that's a video for another day. But whatever oil is used, really, the quantities are huge and it's just so many calories. So in summary, to try and eat more whole foods, first of all, you want to win the food shop so that you create an environment in your house that makes it easier to eat whole foods and just not have junk food in the house, like to hand. Second of all is meal prepping. Again, like when you get home and you're feeling a bit peckish, you don't want to reach for the processed foods and the snacks. You can just get a healthy whole foods meal out of the fridge, warm it up, and you're good to go. And lastly, just try to avoid eating out as much as possible. Obviously, there'll be special occasions through the year. I'm not saying that I'm never going to eat out again just to try and eat more whole foods. But particularly in your first like 8 to 12 week leaning down period, then it will definitely help you out. So if you do want some one-to-one coaching to achieve your body transformation in 2025, then click the first link in the description. Apart from that, that's everything. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.